everybody? It's your boy Grip and Rip Sports Cards back here with another video for you guys today. And today we're going to be going over the top 10, according to me, most valuable cards in 2024 Topps Big League. But before we get into that, thank you so much for joining me on this video. Can we get a minimum of 100 likes on today's video? As that is the best way you can help me grow this channel is by hitting that like button to show your support for all the content that we make here on a daily basis. And speaking of growing the channel, we're doing a giveaway. We're giving away hobby packs of baseball cards once we hit 8,000. So we're literally like 15 away or like 20 away at this point. All you got to do is be subscribed, like this video, turn on the post notifications for all the content on the channel, and last but not least, leave a comment in the comment section of this video and all other videos on what you're looking forward to this baseball season that starts tomorrow. So I'll pick the winner once we hit 8,000. Should be relatively soon, a matter of days. A matter of days, we'll announce the giveaway winner, and we'll start the next giveaway when we hit that. So, and of course, this video and channel are sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official ticket market of Major League Baseball. Guys, opening day is tomorrow. If you don't have your tickets yet, what are you doing? If you plan on going and don't have your tickets, SeatGeek got you covered. Guess what? For first-time purchasers of SeatGeek, use my code GRIPANDRIP, all one word, to save $20 off of your first purchase. Crazy savings, crazy deals to be had. I'll do you one better. If you use my code and you're a YouTuber, I'll give you a shout out to thank you and show support, and hopefully you guys can get some subscribers and have a little fan base of your own. So there's that. So let's get into the topic. Let's get into the topic at hand in these top 10s. I try to get these videos under 20 minutes for top 10s, but honestly, they're so hard to do because you really have to only talk about a minute and a half, roughly, or 2 minutes about each player, which is pretty difficult. But either way, the first thing I do want to point out is you see here we have a blaster box of Big League. And it says here on the bottom here, find 5 exclusive electric orange parallels. So what is so different about them this year? Because in years past, they were just called orange. So are we seeing something different this year? It says electric orange. I imagine that means lightning bolts in orange. I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to point that out, though. 5. You used to get 1 per pack. I want to point that out as well. You used to get 1 per pack. Now they give you 5 instead of like 8. So, yeah, take that with what you will as well. So, let's get into number 10. And I do want to say before we even get into the list, there's some rookies on this list, or I should say not on this list, that I'm not happy about because, like, I'm a Pirates fan, and I'll just say it now. Jared Triolo, who's our opening day, he won the job, rookie second baseman. Great spring, great last year. He's not even on the freaking list. He's not even in the freaking checklist. I don't know why. And I don't even know. There might be other rookies that didn't make the cut. I mean, my Jared Triolo didn't, so he would have been on this list. Just keep that in mind if you know, he was on this checklist, but that's how it is. So let's get into number 10. Number 10, we got Endy Rodriguez. Now, Endy, I put him at number 10 because he is out the entire year. He got hurt in winter ball. Tommy John, basically, essentially the same thing, except for a catcher. So let's read over his stats from last year. 186 at-bats. He had 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, 220 average, and an OPS of 612. He's going to be good. So if you see this guy's card in your boxes, I would put him away. He's not going to play this year, but if you pull like an autograph or a parallel or something of him over the coming 2024 season, I would definitely put it away. He's going to be good. But we do have another catcher on this list for the Pirates that has definitely shown he can play catcher as well. So we have 2 really good catchers, which I imagine Endy here is probably, with his arm problem now, I would imagine they're probably going to move him to first base. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong. He does play first base, but I truly couldn't tell you. Just really depends on his arm strength and how his arm recovers from what happens. So, yeah, Endy Rodriguez is number 10. Put him away if you see him in your packs. you're going to thank me later. Believe me, he's really good. So, number 9 on this list. Now, this guy might be a little low for some of you guys. You may be wondering why I put him here, but we got Jasson Dominguez. Jasson Dominguez is number 9 on this list. Now, why is he at number 9? Simply because he's out half the year. You know, Jasson Dominguez, unfortunately, one of the best prospects in baseball. Again, I think shoulder or arm problem. Again, same thing, I think, as Endy Rodriguez. So, again, Jasson Dominguez, unfortunately, going to be out. I think he is actually going to be out, though, like, only half the year. So, he got hurt, like, way last year, like, in, like, September or, like, August. And Endy got hurt in, like, January. So, there is definitely a return table set for Jasson Dominguez. Let's read over his 2023 stats. Only 31 at-bats, 6 hits, 7 RBIs, 4 homers, a 258 average, and an OPS of 980. The OPS is really, really good there. But again, very, very small sample size. I mean, you know, take that with what you will. Jason's going to be really good. Hopefully he comes back better than ever in July or August this year. I imagine they'll probably wait till August to bring him back. Depends on what they're doing, honestly. You know, if the Yankees are in the race to win the division at that time, they could rush him back, but at the same time, he's only 21 years old. You really don't want to rush, you know, a 21-year-old back from an injury like that, because that could set up for a long career of arm problems. Believe me, that could definitely happen. So, Jasson Dominguez is number 6, or I should say number 9 on this list. So, now we go to number 8, and the only pitcher on this list. We're going to my Pirates again. We're going to Carmen Mlodzinski. We're going to Carmen Mlodzinski of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's a reliever. I typically don't do this. I typically, when it comes to top 10s and things like this, I am very hesitant to put any rookie or pitcher, for that matter, on this list. Simply because, you know, pitchers, whether you want to agree or not, are expendable. They are. Pitchers are by far the most expendable in the league. You know, you could have 1 million pitchers on a team in 1 year. So, you know, that's why I don't like to put pitchers on this list unless I could confidently tell you they're going to be good and good for a long time. And this guy is going to be good for a long time. So, unfortunately, right now, as I'm making this video, he is most likely going to start the year out on the injured list. Unfortunately, because in spring training, he had some right forearm tightness or something. He's good now. He's back to normal pretty much. But our health director said he's most likely starting the year on the 15-day IL. So keep that in mind. So let's see his spring training stats. So this is the first guy, unlike the other two, we're actually going to have spring training stats associated with somebody. So he was 0-0. He had a 9 ERA. Again, arm problems. Only 4 innings pitched and 5 strikeouts. So, but here we go. Look at the regular season. Look at the regular season for 2023. 3-3, 2.25 ERA. 35 games, 1 save. He's the 7th inning guy. He had 36 innings pitched, strikeouts 34, and a whip of 1.28, which is really good. So, you know, as you can see, he's very good. It's just he has some arm problems right now, but he is the 7th inning guy. He has 1 save. He's not the closer. Of course, we have David Bendar. So he is the 7th inning guy. So I would, again, if you see this guy's card, put it away. I don't think he has autographs in this checklist. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I think there's one Pirate, and it's Henry Davis, who has an autograph in the checklist. But either way, I would definitely put this guy aside if you pull him. So now we're going to number, I believe this is 7. We're going to Cincinnati, and we're going to Christian Encarnacion Strand. Honestly, I know some of you guys might not want to hear this, but I think this guy is a lot better than another Red we're going to talk about here in a little bit. That's just me, but, you know, my opinion is probably way different than your opinion, but I think this guy is the truth. I'm going to be honest. So let's see here. We'll go over his spring training stuff. 51 at-bats, 5 homers, 14 RBIs, 333 average with an OPS of 1.11, or I should say 166. Very good. You know, I think he's going to be, honestly, I think he has just as high as a ceiling as another Red on this checklist, which we'll talk about later down the line. But I love Encarnacion Strand. I think out of all the rookies they called up last year, I think he's probably the best one they called up. I'm going to be honest. A lot of guys might not agree with that, but again, my opinion, my list, is what it is. But Encarnacion Strand makes the list at number 7. And now we're going to number 6. And this guy, honestly, I did not expect to put this guy on my checklist. But again, things change. And again, other rookies who probably should have been in this are not in here for some reason. We're going to Jordan Westburg. That's right, Jordan Westburg, who is not in my Series 1 video back in February. But he makes it here in Big League. He had a great spring. He had a pretty solid spring. So let's see his spring here. 50 at-bats, 2 homers, 8 RBIs, a 280 average, and an OPS of 808, which is pretty solid if you ask me. Again, didn't make the list for my Series 1 video. He really didn't catch my eye at the time. Now he did. He did make this list because... for one, a lot of other rookies, like I did mention, aren't even in this checklist. I don't know why. It's a 300-card checklist, but again, I don't know what they were thinking. Jared Triolo is, by far one of the best Pirate rookies. Probably second best Pirates rookie, really, in this year's checklist, and they didn't put him in here. He's not even a blue or a red foil or nothing. He's just not even in there. I don't know what Topps is thinking there. Kind of bad look on their end. But either way, Jordan Westburg is number 6 on this list. Now we go to number 5. So we are halfway through this checklist. This guy should have well been on my top 10 list in Series 1. Didn't really catch my eye, but he definitely has caught my eye now. So we're going to Oakland. That is right. We're going to Oakland. And we're going to Zach Geloff. Zach Geloff on Oakland Athletics is number 5 on this list. So let's read his spring training stats. 52 at-bats, 4 homers, 8 RBIs, a 288 average with a 928 OPS. Very, very good here. Honestly, probably the only bright spot they got right now, if I'm going to be honest. Sorry, Oakland fans. I know you guys are going through it this year. Probably Oakland's last year of actually being the Oakland Athletics. So I know you guys are having it rough this year, so I apologize. But really, if any Oakland fan cares, this guy's the brightest spot on your team. Again, if you're an Oakland fan, why would you care? Because you're not going to have a team after this year, most likely. They're moving out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, listen, Las Vegas Athletics, Oakland Athletics. I'm still going to call them Oakland. I don't even care. I think what they're doing there is really crappy to the fans of Oakland. But either way, Zach Geloff is number 5 on this list. Now we go to number 4. We are going back to Cincinnati, and we are going to Elly De La Cruz. That is right, Elly De La Cruz. Everyone thinks this guy should be number 1 on every list. I disagree. Again, the strikeouts are too much. There's too much. They're way too much. I watched a lot of his spring training games, believe it or not. The Pirates played at 1, and they play out west in Arizona. They play it like 3 or 4. I tuned into a lot of Reds games, and I'm telling you, I saw a lot of strikeouts, but I digress. I'm just me. But either way, 50 at-bats. He had 2 RBIs, 7 homers, a 280 average, and a 919 OPS. Again, he could be higher on this list, but again, there's just so much more talent on this list for the last 3 guys on this list, so he just has to go to number 4. His ceiling is super high. Don't get me wrong. This guy's ceiling is literally through the roof. But strikeout percentages are way too much for him to even be top 3. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way. We'll see what happens. Maybe he'll do well in the regular season. Maybe he won't. Maybe he will. Who knows? Tomorrow's opening day, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But either way, he takes the prize at number 4, which is honestly higher than my Series 1 video. I believe in Series 1, he's actually like 5 or 6. So he actually improved with this checklist. So take that with what you will. So number 3, we're going back to my Pittsburgh Pirates, and we are going to Henry Davis. Henry Davis, I mean, what else can I say about Henry Davis, man? Henry Davis is like an actual like locker room leader of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's had an absolute, great spring. Backstory here. This guy wasn't even guaranteed a job to start the year. They are going to keep him down in AAA to work with Paul Skeens, who is now in AAA for the Pirates. They wanted this guy to literally spend half the year in AAA. And when he found out that they signed Yasmani Grandal, he took it personal. So let's read his spring training stats. 42 at-bats, 4 homers, 12 RBIs, a .310 average, and an OPS of 1,067. For a catcher, that is really good. I mean, that is really, really good as a catcher. Last year, he really didn't start out too well. Had a lot of strikeout problems and grounding out problems. Played right field because they had no room for him because of Endy Rodriguez. And basically, he was just all over the place last year. He took time in the offseason, completely revamped his swing, looks great, and hopefully leads the Pirates, hopefully to a wild card appearance, maybe? I mean, I don't know. This Pirates team, man, I mean, as you guys can tell, I'm a Pirates fan, but I don't know, man. I definitely think Endy is definitely, or I should say Henry, is definitely going to lead the Pirates to a postseason performance. I don't know, man. They're really good this year. The pitching, of course, we just got another rookie, Jared Jones. So he'll be in Series 2 probably, so keep an eye out for him. So now we go to number 2. We got Evan Carter. That is right. Evan Carter is on this list at number 2 for obvious reasons. You guys already know who's number 1 on this list. So Evan Carter, let's read his spring training performance. He had 50 at-bats, 9 hits, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, a .280 average, and an OPS of 782. Not bad. Postseason legend last year. I kid you not. Literally, played. How many games did he play? It doesn't even say how many games he played last year in the regular season. He had 52 at bats. So he literally played for 2 weeks in the regular season last year and had a great postseason last year. Of course, brought them to a World Series championship and everything over there in Texas. So yeah, Evan Carter is going to be absolutely great. Can't really say much more about him. Put his cards aside, absolutely. So there's that. And number 1 on this list, you guys should have already known going into this video who was going to be number 1 on this list without a doubt. And it is Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who is number 1 on this list. No doubt about it. I don't like putting pitchers on this list, like I said. But again, this is his first card, American card. So, people are going to buy this up just for this guy's card alone. So let's read his 2024 season stats. Because he actually had 1 start in the Seoul series. So he has a 45 ERA. So he literally pitched 1 inning and gave up 5 runs. His opening debut start wasn't really ideal. Let's look at his spring training though. Spring training really wasn't that good either, if I'm going to be honest, like an 8 ERA, but you never know. This guy has a lot of hype around him, and you look at his stats, what he did in Japan, and what's going to translate. He's really good, so these stats are kind of really misleading. I mean, clearly I don't expect this guy to maintain a 45 ERA the entire season. If he did have a 5 ERA the entire season, or a 45, I should say, that would be pretty commendable. That would be more commendable than lowering it to like a 3 or a 2 to keep a 45 ERA. That means you'd have to give up 5 runs every time, or even more when he started. So yeah, so there you have it, guys. That is my list for the top 10 most valuable cards in Big League. The next time we are going to be doing the top 10 most valuable is 2 weeks from today with 2024 Topps Plain Jane, which is my nickname for it, Heritage. So Heritage comes out 2 weeks from tomorrow. So that is the next time you will see me on the top 10 list. But until then, of course, I upload content every day. It's been Grip and Rip, and I'll see you guys in the next video.